Okay, so let's look at question number 5, a question on materials and energy, specifically under a subtopic called heat transfer. The diagram shows a vacuum flask. Question A, identify the part labeled 2 in the diagram. So the part labeled 2 is the vacuum. The answer is vacuum. Question B, what methods of heat transfer are prevented by parts labeled 1 and 2? So they want us to identify the method of heat transfer prevented by the parts 1 and 2. So one is the cork stopper, the cork plastic stopper. So the cork plastic stopper, which is 1, prevents conduction and convection. Then 2, which is the vacuum prevents convection and conduction. Okay, we know conduction is a transfer of heat through solids, while convection is a transfer of heat through liquids and gases. So the method of heat transfer prevented by 1, which is a cork stopper, is conduction and convection. Then the method of heat transfer prevented by the part labeled 2, which is the vacuum, is convection and conduction. So if you're being asked a question to say what is the function of part 1 or what is the function of the cork stopper, you say the cork stopper prevents heat transfer by conduction and convection. What is the function of 2, which is the vacuum? What is the function of the vacuum? The vacuum prevents heat transfer by convection and conduction. Okay, let's move on. Question C, which labeled part reduces heat transfer by radiation? Which labeled part reduces heat transfer by radiation? We know radiation is a transfer of heat through a vacuum. Radiation is a transfer of heat through a vacuum. So the one which reduces heat transfer by radiation is 3, which is the double silver hose. The answer is 3. The answer is part 3. Question D, write 2 uses of a vacuum flask. Write 2 uses of a vacuum flask. So you know a vacuum flask is a device which is used to keep liquids at a constant temperature. Okay, a vacuum flask is a device used to keep liquids at a constant temperature. Okay, so write 2 uses of a vacuum flask. 1, keep hot liquids hot. 2, keep cold liquids cold. So it says vacuum flask helps to keep hot liquids hot for a long period of time. Then it also helps to keep cold liquids cold. Okay, no wonder you are saying a vacuum flask is a device used to keep liquids at a constant temperature. Okay, so 1, the parts of a vacuum flask are labeled: 1, which is a cork stopper; 2, vacuum; 3, doubled silver hose; and 4, which is the seal tip. So the function of 4, which is the seal tip, it is to suck out air in between the 2 holes, to suck out air. Okay, so let's